All right. Let's give a quick little mic check. Can you all hear me? Sweet. That's good. Oop is slightly off stencil. I gotta fix that up real quick. We'll be getting started very shortly. Just bear with me a little while longer. Thank you all for being patient. Just trying to figure out a multi-stream thing. Stream to 4 platforms at once. And apparently I never did live streaming, or enabled live streaming for the Gauntlet Ascension channel. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But it's all good. So we are doing a traditional restream this time around. We're not using Max Out Club. The certificate is currently expired. So my scenes don't work, essentially. What the freak? Weird stencil. But otherwise, I think we should be good. It's a possibility we might not get a captain's match today. But we'll just have to hope on Amazon. All right, think we're good to go. Yeah. Sometimes the ninja cam is just better. All right, I think this is pretty good. Let's hit the recording. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gauntlet Ascension. I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and tonight we have the rematch between the Rogues and the Dry Wellers. And we have 3 players that are debuting here today. We have an entire debut match, and then a CTWC veteran, you can argue, that's going to be debuting against Ninja. So, a lot of excitement here. Let's go ahead and check out our players. Oop is currently warming up on 29. Ian Keith is flexing those brain muscles, getting set up for a secret grade. There's the players want to do SPS, then I can make that happen for the players. What? At this stage of the season, it is optional. Not mandatory. Not yet. Soon it will be, though. If you have the possibility for it. All right, there it is. We get the request for SPS over there from Ian Keith. Now we're just waiting on Oop. Any moment now. Oh, there's Oop. No. SPS or no? Alright. There's your seed. 5 Epsilon. 78. Falco C, or Charlie. And we're set to go. Get these players counted down. Cover 3s or readies when you both are ready. That doesn't look good. All right, there it is. Looks like we do have readies. Let's go ahead and get a countdown in this chat for these players. Here we go, starting match number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So there you have it. IS. Players are in fact on same key sets. You love to see it. First 2 Tetrises have been scored over there by Oop. Ian Keith waiting on the next long bar to use for a Tetris, unable to utilize the first one. Things are starting to look a bit tricky here. A lot of burns being forced on both players' side. Zoop looking to open up that well, gets a great T-piece there. There's Tetris for Oop and Tetris for Ian Keith. Oop's going to be in the lead by Tetris, but based on the board state, looks like it's going to not be able to maintain that lead for too much longer. ZMP's gonna knock down a Tetris, and we're back in the neck and neck territory. So far, ooh, Dirty Tetris gonna get set up over here by Oop. Knocks it down, back into the lead actually. A true pace lead at that. Gonna set up for another Dirty Tetris. Definitely playing with fire here. Tetris over there for Oop. Ian Keith just maintaining a clean board. Really tough pieces right there for Oop. This is going to be a lengthy dig. And a board state like this, Ian Keith is going to be able to manage to take the lead and extend it by at least one Tetris. It's going to knock down a second and is going to get set up for a third. Beautiful adjustment on the L. And just like that, almost up by 100,000 points. For scoring those Tetrises in rapid succession is going to lead to a little bit of a line separation. But as far as things are considered, this is a true and definitive lead for Ian Keith here as we just passed over our halfway mark. And ooh, small misdrop and didn't have the dash afterwards. And another misdrop for Oop. And oh, that misdrop might actually be fatal. I'm not sure if Oop is going to be able to tap anything over. Several misdrops in a row. Oop is going to top it at 173. Ian Keith is good for game number 1. When both players are ready, we can get them counted down. All right, we have the ready from both players. Ian Keith leads the match 1-0. See if Oop can tie things up. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. LJT to start. Both players with differing approaches. And of course, both of these two teams are tied 4-5 on the season. And right now we're in the point in the season where each of these early matches is definitely going to mean a lot. You want to get to those top 6 spots before the playoffs, so that you don't have to play in the elimination tournament. So if you do end up in that elimination tournament, it is double elim. There's Tetris over there for Ian Keith. Both players pretty even starts here. Separated by half a single, it would seem. Nice placements for both players here. 165 for Ian Keith. Set up for a dirty Tetris. Gets the dirty. Staying alive. And the game is still very close. Tetris for Oop and Tetris for Ian Keith. 214 to 214, separated by 12 pushdown points as Ian Keith finds another Tetris. $260 now, $261. As of right now, Oop has managed to separate the two players by one Tetris here. He's gonna knock down Tetris, and so is Ian Keith. 356 to now 376. The good thing about the way that we're structuring the playoffs this season is even if you're not in the top 6, your team is guaranteed 2 matches in a playoff sitting. All you have to do is you just have to win 2 matches in order to secure one of those spots in the top 8 for the finals playoff. 411 and now 429. Oop doing what needs to be done to try and even up the score. Of course, only separated by half a Tetris, so not a huge deficit. Another Tetris over there for Ian Keith. 457 to now 474. Clean plays so far. Tetris for Ian Keith. 504 to now 520. Oop is going to run into a slowdown. Oh, that S piece is not helping too much either. Really tough pieces for Oop. Tough in the sense that they're just not what he's looking for. Tetris for Ian Keith. That double for Oop is almost going to give us a tie, separated by 12 points once again. There's Tetris for Oop, 551. Ian Keith at 553. No Tetris for Oop. One more available. And Ian Keith's going to transition at 578. What a powerful transition here. And Oop is going to transition at 598. So one Tetris above Ian Keith at transition. But now we're both separated by 4,000 points. And Oop going for the conservative burns. All these pieces unfavorable. And, oh no, the Dazzler is over there from Ian Keith. Ian Keith tops out, and that Tetris is going to secure things for Oop. We are now tied 1-1. All right, so we are tied 1-1. should be 7-0 for your next seed, if I'm not mistaken. All right, we do have readies from both players to go and get them counted down. We are tied 1-1. Let's see which one of these players is going to break that tie. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. As you can see, both players once again operating on the same piece sets. Sometimes, you know, humans are humans. They make mistakes, and occasionally there is that time where players aren't on the same piece sets. So gotta make sure you pay attention to those small moments. And right now, both players, some very concerning misdrops. It's probably gonna have to deconstruct most of this stack. Definitely not the easiest thing to deal with. And this is going to give Ian Keith an opportunity to take an early lead. Oh, great pieces over there for Oop. A J piece would make everything perfect. Oh, there's the J piece. Now just looking for that I piece, but it does appear we are running into a drought. A small one at that, but a drought nonetheless. Tetrises for both. Ian Keith currently leads by 1. There's Tetris for Ian Keith. Oop, on the other hand, set up for these slightly dirty Tetrises. This one's a column 3 on row 2. It's going to knock it down 128. Another Tetris for Ian Keith, 165. Oop's just going to burn all the way out. So now, finally, back to a stack down at the bottom. Ian Keith looking for a Z or T piece. Gets the T. Left side, a little bit fishy. He's going to go ahead and cover it up with the O piece. Trying to avoid creating any long bar dependencies. And really, you can kind of see how he's being forced into some of these positions. There's Tetris over there for Oop. Ian Keith holding on to this lead. We are tied 1-1. $288 now for Ian Keith. Oop at 258. Very ambitious setup. Just going to take the triple. Not going to be Tetris ready, but neither was Ian Keith. There's going to be a Tetris for Oops. Going to set up the S-flat delay burn. There's Tetris for Oop. 358 to now 312. Ian Keith getting a little bit dangerous. These S pieces were not friendly time to actually either of them. Both players going to knock down Tetris, bring the stack down. You can kind of see a little bit of a breather being taken over there from Oop. Did not like that sequence, and Ian Keith now having to do some burning. If Oop can find some ideal pieces, might be able to get back into a position and take the lead away from Ian Keith. Oop. Set up for a dirty Tetris. Tetris for Ian Keith. And Oop's going to knock down one as well. Really difficult drought to manage. But both players were able to do so. There's another Tetris for Oop. 392 to now 417. Ian Keith currently in the lead. Tetris over there for Ian Keith. And Tetris for Oop knocks down another one. And so will Ian Keith. 440 to now 465. One Tetris is all that separate. Well, one Tetris and change is all that separates these two players as we get closer and closer to that level 19 transition. Oop. I'm going to be able to knock down a Tetris here. 3 Tetrises remain for both players. However, it looks like Ian Keith. Whoa. For a second, I thought that was an intentional bit setup. It appeared as a misdrop, and definitely not the time you want to be misdropping. Not this close to the post transition. That left side is a massive concern. No J piece, and nothing's happening. Nothing is burning. There's going to be the top out over there for Ian Keith at 492. Oop needs 493. And that Tetris is going to do it. Oop winning the second game in a row. It's now on a match point. All right, looks like we already have her ready. So let's go and get them counted down. This is match point for Oop. Looking to win the dry roller's first point. But if Ian Keith has anything to say about it, we could be looking at a decider. We go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. STZ, and very different approaches too. Oop's approach definitely requiring a lot more tucks, but more of a horizontal fill. And unfortunately, this was just not the best way to open this up with. Ian Keith is going to get ready for the Tetris first, but none of that matters if this long bar doesn't show up. Early drought here. Nice quick tap over there for Ian Keith. That triple, getting that J piece. Oh my, wait, what is going on? There's the first long bar. Ian Keith couldn't use it for a Tetris. Thank you so much for the raid, dog. With Party 76, you're just in time for game number 4 here of our first match between the Rogues and the Drywellers. Tetris for Ian Keith. While players managing to survive that drought relatively unscathed. Who with the advantage though. Tetris for Ian Keith now. Oop's gonna knock down one as well. Both players should be pretty fine. Definitely was a little bit of a surprise to run into a looked like a 30-40 piece drought early game. Oop getting a couple of rough pieces here. Gonna be looking for an L piece for a perfect burnout. Sets up a delay burn instead with the J. Now is in need of an I piece. Both players are actually in dire straits. I piece comes for Ian Keith. Oops, still trying to find a way to navigate through this. Another Tetris for Ian Keith. $151 now, $134. Oop is in a more ideal position than Ian Keith. Ian Keith's going to want to do some deconstructing here. It looks like everything should be fine. It's a trip over there for Oop. And a lot of misdrops happening over here on Ian Keith's part. Going to readjust physically. And definitely want to readjust the stack as well. Those O's fired up in the center, going to require him to maneuver around. Loss of DAS could actually be fatal. But has brought the stack down towards the bottom. Both of these players, while Ian Keith is still down stacking, they are both going to be playing in the playoffs. Oop will be getting his jersey soon, and as you can see, Ian Keith is already wearing a jersey. So we're going to see these two players in the playoffs for the teams, whether it be in the elimination tourney or the real thing, so to speak. Ian Keith has gotten all the way out. 201 for now. Ian Keith now 258 for Oop. And Ian Keith is already down by one game. Oop is on match point, so he's going to have to really turn things around here. We are closing in a level 19 transition, around 50 lines to go. 226 now for Ian Keith. Oop, on the other hand, just maintaining a clean stack. No, Tetris is scored. Tetris over there for Oop. And right now, it seems like both players have kind of found their groove. And pieces are just falling perfectly for both boards. Oop getting all of the pieces that he needs and able to get them to their locations. This one could be a little bit tricky to deal with. And Oop missing the tuck there. Hold on, this all of a sudden has gotten very dangerous. Oop is now in survival mode. Needs another eyepiece to stay alive. Eyepiece comes, brings the stack down by 4. And, oh no, it's going to have to try and hit this 5-tap. It is on level 18, but Oop is a tapper. Not going to go for it. Trying to hold out for the L-piece. Might be a bad decision. L-piece comes, but it's way too late. Another one might be able to save things. And Oop is going to top it at 376. Ian Keith has a chase down of 377. .377 is the score that is needed. And it's real tough because unlike rolling, where it definitely is able to get that speed over, tapping, there's no guarantee that's completely up to your speed. But 377 is the score that's needed. There's a Tetris 371. A triple at this point will do it. And there it is, 378. We are going to the decider here in our first match. And man, this season has really heated up. We just got back, but we've already had 2 sudden deaths in our first 2 matches. And not only that, but there's been a lot of close matches too. But we are at the decider. Once again, dog, thank you so much for the raid. We got it ready from Ian Keith. And we have our ready from Oop. 5 games, we have officially gone the distance, but the question is, who's going to be the one to make the journey, or finish the journey rather. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Ian Keith took the first game, Oop took the next 2, and then Ian Keith comes back in the 4th. And first Tetris for Ian Keith is scored right there. Oop got the first Tetris of the game. He's already have them down stack in. You know what deciders means? There is no more chances for either of these players. Say winner takes all situation. And it might take everything Oop has to kind of dig out of this. Those pieces are going to be good. And that adjustment might have kind of led to more problems than solutions. Oop managing to get the tap over to the left. Bringing the stack down. That TP is going to be wonderful. And there it is. Oop is going to survive. However, Ian Keith is going to take a 2 Tetris lead here in the first 20 lines. No, Tetris is going to be scored over there from Ian Keith. 121 and now 82. Of course, Oop, a longtime player here in the Gauntlet event. This is his 3rd year on the Drywellers. And I'm pretty sure this is Ian Keith's debut season in a Team Gauntlet event and has had some of the most memorable matches. No, not this debut. Oh, wait, no, he played for a Stochastic Squad. That's right. Well, it was his debut season for the Rogues, which made their return from the first season. So, a little bit of an incorrectness there. Kind of blocked my memory of the Stochastic Squad team from Overdrive. That being said, 215 for Ian Keith, 174 for Oop. And speaking about debuts, we're going to be having 2 debuts in our next match between Sodium and Guafi. It's not going to be Sodium's first time playing in Gauntlet, while it is going to be Guafi's. So definitely something to look forward to, as these players are looking forward to the next long bar that they're going to receive. They're having to wait a little bit. Not too long. Tetra's going to be scored for Oop. Tetra's going to be scored for Ian Keith. 269 now 229. 2 Tetrases is all that separates these two. And a great set of pieces right there. Long bar to get Tetris ready, and then a second long bar to score. Tetris for Ian Keith, 314. No, Tetris is going to be scored. 338 now. And right now, both players just firing Tetrises back and forth. Only 2 Tetrises is all that separates them. So if Ian Keith makes a small burn, or forced to do, some burning, and Oop is able to capitalize, that gap can easily be closed. This is what you expect from Ascension League players, to be able to perform, especially in our Ruby division. Ian Keith, wow, 2, 3 long bars, 4. Not able to use any of them for a Tetris. There's a 5th. And just like that, Oop is caught back up. It wasn't even a dig that Ian Keith had to go through. It was just a lack of opportunity to utilize those long bars to score Tetrises. 434 to now 432. Tetris is going to be scored over there for Ian Keith. As we get closer to this post-transition. Tetris is going to be scored over there for Oop. 484 to now 481. Just really close game. Ian Keith forced to do a lot of uncomfortable placements. Really wasn't too many ideal spots for any of those pieces. And this is going to give Oop an opportunity to take the lead. Flat burn over there from Ian Keith. That eyepiece is going to be perfect. Tetris for both. 2 Tetrises remain for Oop. 3 is possible for Ian Keith. But given these pieces, looks like it's not going to happen. Another long bar dependency built up there for Ian Keith. 1 more Tetris available for Oop. There's going to be 1 Tetris for Ian Keith, as Oop will transition on the next one. And there it is. Oop is going to transition at 599, almost a 600k transition. Ian Keith is going to transition at 566, waiting for this long bar, waiting patiently. And there it is. The Tetris over there for Ian Keith, 591 and now 623. It is going to have to do some major stack maintenance. O pieces being forced over to the left, as Oop now with a 50,000 point lead. Ian Keith trying to bring the stack down. So is Oop. J piece would be lovely. And there it is. Ian Keith now back to the right-hand side. Oop is set up for a Tetris, already with a 50,000 point lead. Covers up the well. 3 long bars fall on the board, and Oop is not able to use any of them for a Tetris. Tetris scored for Oop. Tetris scored for Ian Keith. 327 and now 384. Ian Keith trying to keep things stable. Brings the stack down. Not getting the ideal pieces. Go for a Tetris. Trailing by 80,000 points now. There's another Tetris for Oop. Trying to make a statement here in this decider. Trying to set the tone for the match for the Drywellers. However, Ian Keith is not backing down. Another Tetris score for Ian Keith. Nice burnouts over there for Ian Keith. Oop. Gonna stay alive. Great down stacking. Tetris is gonna be scored for Oop. 773 to now 697. Still 80,000 points is what separates these two players. Stable plays so far. Ian Keith holding out for the long bar. Gets the T-piece over to the left. Crucial placement. Burn for a double and a Tetris is scored, but another Tetris scored over there for Oop. Now 100,000 point lead. 737 now 837. Both players are on level 24. There isn't too much of a line discrepancy between the two. There's a Tetris over there for Ian Keith. Able to correct last second. Needs Oop to make one mistake to have just one kind of slowdown. Tetris over there for Ian Keith, and another one's going to be scored. 832 to now 903 here. Oop sets up for an S flat. Gets ideal pieces, but the long bar nowhere to be found. 938 now for Oop. 867 for Ian Keith. Ian Keith needs Oop to slow down. He needs him to slow down right this second. But Oop is going aggressive. Dirty Tetris is going to be scored. Ian Keith now 900,000. Oop at 973. T-spin hit over there for Oop, and the stack has been brought down all the way to the bottom. But there's the Tetris for Ian Keith. Closing the gap now behind by 2 Tetrises. Level 29 is approaching. Both of these players have play styles that can't really play too far. Nice movement over there for Ian Keith. There's the max out for Oop. There's the Tetris for Ian Keith, still down by 2. Needs a long bar. Needs a J-piece. Tetris ready. Neither is falling on the board. Ian Keith forced to do some burns, but hold on! Oop is in the process of topping out! If Ian Keith can possibly get 3,000 more points, 2,000! 1,000 more, and there it is! Ian Keith with the clutch chase down! With only 2 lines left before 29, the Rogues take the first game of the match! What a clutch! Down to the wire. Had Oop survived just even 4 more lines more, score 1 more Tetris, the outcome would have been different. But the Rogues come out strong and they come out hard. They now lead the series 1-0. What a game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting our next match set up between our 2 debut players, Sodium and Guafi. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. That was crazy. That was freaking wild. Dude, what is up this season? Like, what the actual heck? The second half of the season has truly been insane. We're only a couple matches in, too. All right, players, would you like same piece sets? Both of you are on gym, so I know it is a possibility. Ouch. Oof. We get the yes from Guapi. We got let me fix up some of this stuff. Sorry, because I had to fix Pooh's temple, I forgot. Would you like to do SPS, Sodium? Wappy said yes, so we're waiting on you to answer. Alright, there's your seed. Just in case, since both of you are capable of playing. Remember, it's 39 super kill screen. If you don't have that on your gym version, then you would just stop playing at 39. Ouch. Stab myself. We got the ready from Sodium, and we got the ready from Guafi. Thank you all for being so patient. It's time to get our second match underway. The Rogues lead 1-0. Let's go ahead and get them counted down as Sodium and Guafi make their debut here in Gauntlet Ascension. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And those are different seeds. So both players go ahead and top out. You both have different seeds. My dude, Sodium, you had the wrong seed. Go ahead and increment to B3. So B3, 99.72. Why were they different pieces then? That was so bizarre. I'm not the only one that saw that, right? All right, well, let's try this again. Just to make sure I'm not tripping. There we go. Same pieces this time. So yeah, we're all good on that front. It was a world may never know kind of thing. That being said, it is these two players' debut here in Gauntlet. Well, not in Gauntlet per se, but in Gauntlet Ascension. It was Guapi's debut in Gauntlet. Sodium has played in Gauntlet before. Anyway, 71,000 and now 93,000. Both players knocked in Tetris. Sodium going to be trailing slightly. But everything is good as it should be. Of course, last time Sodium played, he was the team captain of the Tree Rats way back in Ignition in the 2021 era. Now he is a member of the team as a Transcendent. Guapi, of course, making the debut for the Drywellers. And funny thing about Guapi was initially drafted as a Ruby, but in the time that the draft passed and to now, he's managed to increase his PB by over 100,000. 211 to now 170. Sodium with the lead. Guapi's going to knock down a Tetris. And the gap is going to stay around 20,000 points. Tetris over there for Guapi. And Tetris for Sodium. Going to want an L piece here. Oh, wow. Commentator's blessing there. He's going to want an I piece now. It appears that we are running into a drought. Guapi is able to find a Tetris, though. Sodium could not, and now we're separated by half a single. Sodium's going to be forced to take 2 burn lines here. Guapi's going to be forced to take a bit more than that. Tetris for Sodium back into the lead. There's Tetris for Sodium. And Guapi keeping things kind of lockstep with Sodium. Behind by 1 Tetris at any given moment. No, it's a cop out. I'm still going to say bless you over there for Sodium. 354 to now 334. Sodium with that Tetris. Still going to maintain this 1 Tetris lead. Incredibly close match here. Nice adjustment over there for Sodium to accommodate for the T-Tuck. However, it doesn't really have a way to burn. And this could get real dangerous real fast. Massive drought, but Sodium's going to survive. And those pieces are actually going to be ideal for Sodium, just looking for an L or a J. And just like that, Sodium opens up the well. Still going to maintain this 20,000 point lead. Meanwhile, Guapi has a column, or not anymore, is burned out of it. Tetris over there for Sodium. Guapi not in a position to be Tetris ready. Needs to burn 1 more line. And there's Tetris for Guapi. 415 now, 448. Sodium's been able to maintain a clean stack following that little scare of a drought. Sodium's having a blast there, just laughing. Guapi is taking this incredibly serious. And looks like we might be running into another drought. Sodium gets the eyepiece just in time. We're starting to run out of room to play with. Another Tetris scored over there for Sodium. Guafi looking for an L. Gets an eyepiece, and that's going to help. Not going to use that S to burn, but that O piece is going to be perfect. Allow for another Tetris. 568 for Sodium, 497 for Guafi. 3 Tetrises, if perfect play is instituted, is available for both. There's 1 Tetris for Guafi, 1 Tetris for Sodium. Both players can afford 1 more before level 19. The well is open. Just waiting patiently. And in the drought right before transition, Tetris for Guafi, Tetris for Sodium, 616 transition of 547. However, Sodium with the 600k transition. Guafi's going to knock down a Tetris immediately upon transitioning as well. But an LJ dependency has formed on the stack over here for Sodium. Tetris for Guafi. Nice placement over there for Sodium. Is going to knock down another Tetris. Another Tetris for Guafi. Another Tetris for Sodium. Both players on fire here as we get into level 20. Another Tetris for Guafi. 693 to now 647. However, Sodium's going to answer back. Goes up to 700,000 here on level 21. Couple of adjustments over here from Sodium is going to be J-piece dependent. Both players are actually J-piece dependent. Eyepiece had to be filled for the dependency for both, but Guafi finds a Tetris. Sodium could not. Guafi has closed the gap by 1 Tetris. Sodium, oh no, Guafi, a couple of misdrops. Not deadly, but is going to be annoying to deal with, and Sodium has a clean board. Tetris over there for Sodium, 755. Guafi at 683 and is not in any position to score. And this isn't necessarily a easy burnout. Trying to find a way to get out of this efficiently. That's going to be the challenge, while Sodium forced to take a triple up top. Goes for the aggressive adjustment, knocks down the Tetris. 793 to now 697, 100,000 point lead for Sodium. Guafi now finally back in the scoring position. 1 Mino away from being able to utilize that long bar for a Tetris, so had to forego using it. L-piece dependent, fills in the L-piece dependency. Tetris for Guafi. Sodium I-piece dependent, though. Waiting for the I-piece. As now both players walk into our next drought. Sodium trying to find a way to navigate through this. Guafi maintaining a clean stack. But Tetris will not be scored for Sodium. As a matter of fact, the I-piece couldn't even use to go in the well. Guafi is Tetris ready, knocks down a Tetris. Sodium is now in danger. Looking for ways to burn out, goes for the flat L or J burn. Looking for an J piece now. Converts it into an L piece dependency. Gets pieces all the way over to the left. Still looking for that L piece and decides not to put it in that dependency. That hang could be fatal. Oh my gosh, Sodium gets the piece all the way over to the right. Still trying to keep hope alive, but is running out of room. That left side is a massive concern. Goes for a flat placement, and Sodium's going to top out at 879. Guafi needs 1 Tetris to take this. And has plenty of time to do it before speeds pick up again at 29. Of course, can take the option of lining out, only down by 18,000 points. Amazing effort over there from Sodium. Unfortunately, it just pieces did not accommodate for what he was trying to do. 9,000 points remain. A triple at this point will be good enough, but it's going to do so for Tetris. Guafi wins his first game of Gauntlet, leading the match now 1-0. All right, go ahead and increment the first 2, and when both players are ready, we can get the next game underway. What a game, and what a way to showcase what Guafi is going to potentially be for this team throughout the rest of the season. However, that's just one game. This is a best of 5. You have to win 3 in order to get a point for your team. And that second point, whether it goes to Sodium or that second game where it goes to Sodium or Guafi, is going to start right now. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. there it is. IOI. You can confirm both players are on the same piece sets, but very different approaches, and parity is kind of rough over here for Guafi. Sodium did a fantastic job of managing the pieces here. He was actually going to set up for a conservative burn. Guafi stacked up to the ceiling, but didn't take any burns in scoring that Tetris. Sodium has already gotten 3 on the board. Ooh, great set of burns over there from Guafi. We're going to be tied as a result, though. And right now, things are pretty solid. 50,000 points apiece. Boards are stable. Sodium just with an J piece dependency converts it to an L piece. And Guafi with a misdrop. And actually didn't get the pieces to try and go for the most efficient solve. And it's going to be... That works out perfectly. Lines were forced to be burned. But overall, the stack maintained cleanliness. Sodium's going to take the lead 1 Tetris here early games. And we kind of saw an example of that last game where Sodium maintained a 1 Tetris lead throughout the majority of level 18, if not all of level 18. And had a lead. Oh, no perfect clear over there for Sodium. What's set up though? Would have been nice. 164 to now 146. Make that 169 following that Tetris from Guafi. And a couple of tricky pieces over here for Sodium. Probably not going to go for the I spin. Actually going to hold out for the piece for the tuck. And goes for the vertical tuck as opposed to the horizontal. No burns being forced right there. Tetris over there for Sodium. Tetris is going to be scored for Guafi and another Tetris for Sodium. Guafi is currently going to have a 4,000 point lead behind in pace, so Sodium still with the advantage in that regard. Oh, nice adjustment over there for Sodium. Guafi going to be Tetris. Oh no, deciding not to get Tetris ready, actually. Going to prioritize filling out the left. Nothing wrong. No burns were being forced to be committed there. Still going to be trailing by 1 Tetris in pace, but Sodium going to be forced to do some burning here. And Guafi might have actually solidified a lead. Sodium waits for an eyepiece, filling this dependency. Tetris scored over there for Sodium. 282 to now 286. Clean plays over here from Guafi. Just really solid stacking. And there's another Tetris for Guafi. Already in this match so far, Guafi has proven to be one of the better players coming into their debut of Gauntlet. Generally, the nerves are definitely a factor in Gauntlet, but especially in players' debut. They're prone to early top outs. They're prone to making a lot of mistakes, and Guafi has shown a lot of discipline, a lot of resilience, and as of right now, has a 1,000 point lead. It's not something major, but is neck and neck with Sodium. Great eye placement there for Guafi. Both players are Tetris ready. Nice Corian adjustment recognition over there for Guafi. Tetris is going to be scored by both. 400 and now 401. Sodium does find a Tetris though. Guafi, 1 Mino shy, is now Tetris ready. Sodium has built up that 1 Tetris lead once again. Samo Tetris scored. 446 now 427. We are closing in on this post-transition here. 30 lines roughly away for Sodium. Another Tetris for Guafi. And, ooh. A little bit tricky there, but those pieces are going to be perfect. Just waiting on the next eyepiece now. Tetris for Guafi, Tetris for Sodium. Sodium once again looking to transition with another 600k. And Guafi looking to transition with his first 600k of the match. Really great play here. Very efficient. Guafi just over the past, I want to say, 40-ish lines or so, was kind of forced into taking some burns just to maintain a clean stack. And now both players going to be forced to be taking burns just to stay alive. Sodium now in a little bit of danger. Still have plenty of time till the post-transition. Nice adjust mode there for Sodium, keeping the well open. One Tetris remains for Guapi. One Tetris remain possible for Sodium as well. 613 for Sodium. Already has that 600k, and this single burn is going to take us into the transition. A 614 transition for Sodium. Guapi looking to do so with a Tetris. Is set up. But this could get very dangerous very fast. Gets the T-piece for the tuck, and there's the long bar. Tetris is going to be scored for Guapi, transitioning at 583. J-piece dependency gets filled and knocks in another Tetris. Going to go up to 607 and is going to get set up already. Sodium here on level 20. Another Tetris for Guapi. 632 to now 687. Another Tetris for Sodium goes up to 712. And Sodium is locked in. Another Tetris for Guapi. Sodium looking for this L piece. Finds the L piece, trying to avoid creating a long bar dependency, but builds the L piece dependency instead. Guapi has an opportunity to close the gap as Sodium now relying on certain pieces, looking for an I, looking for an L, finds an alternative solution. That's going to work out beautifully. Guapi is Tetris ready. Guapi now, that Tetris, 713 and now 722. The comeback has been made. Sodium been having some trouble getting into Tetris scoring position. Both players knock down Tetris. Guapi takes the lead momentarily, but Sodium takes it right back. 752 to now 768 following that Tetris from Guapi. However, Sodium is going to answer back with one of his own. 779 to now 776, or 778, or 768. There we go. Third time's the charm. Another Tetris for Guapi back into the lead. Sodium waiting on the next long bar to utilize it for a Tetris. And Tetris is going to be scored. Goes into level 23. Another Tetris over there for Guapi. Sodium holding out for the long bar now. Clean stack, ample ways to burn. Goes for the single. Follows it with another single. Nicely done. Tetris over there for Sodium. 841. Another Tetris for Sodium. 871. Guapi knocks in a Tetris. Gets a perfect J piece for the tuck. 859. Oh, but the tuck is missed. A couple of burns going to be forced there. That's going to allow Sodium to build up a little bit of an advantage. Not much, but an existing one. Sodium looking for an L or a J. Another misdrop from Guapi. And he's not too happy about that. Sodium not in a position to capitalize. Needs to try and get this well open. Looking for that J piece. Goes for a flat L burn. Finds the J piece. Well is open. 910 and now 878. A 40,000 point lead for Sodium here on level 25. Clean play. But Sodium might be forced to burn. Z piece didn't make it all the way over to the left. This is Guapi's opportunity. Sodium has maxed. There's a Tetris for Guapi. Oh, those pieces that Sodium waited for were perfect. Guapi is set up for another Tetris. Sodium just looking for the J. Might actually get set up for a left-foot Tetris here. Looking for an L piece in order to pursue this. Guapi in some trouble. Tetris for Sodium. Level 28. Set up for a Tetris over there in column 9 and the perfect world transfer. Guapi just trying to survive. And look at all these burns. Beautifully executed. 1 Mino away. Oh, what an adjustment over there from Guapi. Tetris going to be scored. There's the max for Guapi. Sodium goes to 29 at B30. Guapi, one Tetris remains here before 29. Is set up for it. Sodium level 30 now. There's Guapi still holding out for this long bar. Needs the eyepiece to fill in the dependency. Needs something to burn. Eyepiece makes it over. Staying alive. And the Tetris for Guapi. 883 to now. Sodium's B50. Guapi set up for another Tetris and is going all in. Gets the long bar, but now has to down stack at middle height. And that misdrop might be fatal. Guapi's not able to do anything. B22 is going to be his final score. Sodium ties up the match 1-1. What a game. And Guapi brought it close up there to the end. We are now tied 1-1. Bro, what is going on, dude? Holy cow. What a debut so far from Guapi. And a debut here on the Rogues for Sodium. Perfect clear as well. that's tough. But a D11 for Sodium. Good enough for game 1. And good enough to tie up the set. Thank you so much for the follow. CDI Games, D959, Shaggy, Padilla. Hope I said that right. Flawless Win, and Nexo GD. Thank you so much for the follow, everyone. Once we have it ready from Guafi, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, D5. Oops. All right, we have readies from both players. We are tied once again in the match here for today, 1-1. Let's see who's going to break that tie. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Ooh, SZ start. And wow, very different approaches too. Both players are going to get Tetris, or no. Actually, Guafi 1 Mino shy of being Tetris ready. So Sodium with the better opener here. Guafi's not gonna... is gonna be forced to take some burns. But only one. 45k for Sodium. 69 for Guafi. Sodium off to a flawless start here. There's Tetris for Sodium. As of now, things are pretty clean. Guafi is being forced to take just a couple more burns every now and then. It has only taken 3 burns in total. Well, now 4, and 5 following this one. Sodium once again maintaining just perfect stacking here. A nice adjustment on the T too. And that's the thing. Ooh, the adjustment. A lot of nice adjustments over here for Sodium. But that's one of the hardest things to do, is when your opponent starts off the game playing perfect. You yourself might not be playing bad. As a matter of fact, Guapi is playing very solid. 164 at 34 lines. That's pretty admirable pace. It's just when your opponent is playing perfect, there's not too much you can do and wait until them to stop playing perfect. Sodium looking for the flawless 40 lines here. Might be forced to burn. No, Sodium gets the flawless 40. Our first flawless 40 of today. And looks like Sodium might be forced to burn. Well, not yet. No attention is going to be scored over there for Sodium. Let's see how he's trying to navigate through this. Definitely trying to maintain a perfect stack. Should have been difficult. And he's going to have to burn now. No, he's not. Another Tetris score for Sodium. Guapi in some trouble here. And there it is. Sodium finally takes his first burn. But 319 at 57 lines. Tetris over there for Guapi. 266. See, this is what I mean, though. Guapi is not playing bad. 267 here at 61 lines. That's good enough for a 600k transition. It's just Sodium's playing on 700k transition pace. He's only burned 1 line so far. He's going to be forced to burn more, though. His pieces did not accommodate for what Sodium was trying to do. Ooh, can I get the line spin? Beautiful solve. Love that. 4 burns in total had to be forced over there from Sodium. 390 to now 335. Sodium holding out for this J piece. Not going to go for the I spin for the solve. And right now, both players clean boards, just waiting on the next long bar. There it is for Sodium. There it is for Guapi. Oh, the bits as well as the adjustment for the tuck. Wow. What a play over there from Sodium. 461 now for Sodium. Guapi, once again. Guapi is playing really good. 400,000 here, 89 lines. Still a 600k possible game. Only down by 50,000 points. Sodium now, Tetris ready. So is Guapi. Both players just waiting patiently. There's Tetris has scored 512 for Sodium, 453 for Guapi. Another Tetris for Sodium. Guapi looking for an eyepiece here. Ooh, covers up the well a bit too early. But it's going to reopen it up. And Sodium has almost built up 100,000 point lead. That Tetris is going to prevent him from doing so. But 559 here. A 600k transition is on the table. A 670, if I'm not mistaken, is possible. I like that flat placement over there from Guapi. Allows for the tuck of the yo. Tetris score for Guapi, 524. Guapi is on track for a 600k transition. And we are heading towards level 19. 2 Tetrises available for Sodium, 3 available for Guapi. There's 1 for Sodium. A 674 is on the table for Sodium. And a 600k transition is still on the table for Guapi. As a matter of fact, it's almost but guaranteed. Nice burn over there for Sodium. Sodium's going to bring us into transition. 675 is going to be Sodium's transition. Guapi, on the other hand, going to bring us into transition with a 619 double 600k transition. Sodium already at 700k though, but it's going to have to do some burning. Guapi has a clean board going into 19. There's the Tetris for Guapi. Sodium looking for that J piece, forced to use one eyepiece fill in dependency. Ooh, the spin is missed over there for Guapi. What a painful misspin. That would have made everything perfect. 729 now for Sodium. Guapi at 649, gonna knock down a Tetris, gonna bring him up to 674, but another Tetris for Sodium. Almost 100,000 point lead. Things are stable for both players as we go into level 21. There's a Tetris over there for Sodium, Tetris for Guapi, 783 for Sodium. Looking to make a statement here in game number 3. This is game to break the tie between these two. There's a Tetris for Guapi, and there's a Tetris for Sodium. 812 to now 731. Another Tetris for Sodium goes up to 840. Guapi trying to get Tetris ready, but these pieces are not ideal. Oh, beautiful delay burn setup. Opens up the well just in time for a Tetris. Masterfully done over there from Guapi. 760 to now 860. Another Tetris for Sodium is going to go up to almost 900k at level 23. And Guapi's not at a bad spot either. 788 here on level 22. It's going to take a skim single. 817. 925 for Sodium here on level 23. Dear Lord. However, Sodium is LP's dependent, fills in dependency. 846 now for Guapi. Tetris for Sodium. 955. Sodium is bringing the heat and is bringing the pressure. Pedal to the metal, foot to the gas. However, he's going to hit the brakes a little bit. Had to take a couple of burns. 989 here. One more Tetris will give us the max going into 25. There's a Tetris for Guapi. Sodium might be forced to take some burns. Takes the triple. 3,000 points shy of the max. There's the max on level 25. 828 here. Guapi. Dangerous misdrop. Gets the well reopened. Knocks down a Tetris. Going to stay safe. Love to get another L piece. Going to go for the I piece. Go for the triple. Might build on top of this. 952 for Guapi. And not too far behind. But Sodium's going to knock down a Tetris. Goes up to A69. Guapi keeping the well open. Holding up with this long bar. Nice double Tetris for Guapi. Set up for another just in case. And is going to find it. There's the max for Guapi. But Sodium already with the 1.1. B37 now for Sodium. 824 for Guapi. Another Tetris for Guapi. Goes up to 857. Tetris for Sodium. B72. Tetris for Guapi. A91. Tetris for Sodium. C06. The pressure is on. No Tetris for Sodium goes to 29 at C77. Guapi just trying to get the board in an ideal state. Takes a triple, 1 line to go. Great play. 1.3 already for Sodium, 1.1 for Guapi. There's a Tetris. B74 for Guapi. A lot of Z's right there. RG with the knockout blow. Guapi's tops out at B83. Sodium is good for game number 3. With an astounding 1.3 here on level 21. Or not 21, 31. Speaking of, let me fix that. What a game played both by Guapi and Sodium. What a game. Truly. That was pace gaming if I've ever seen it. And both of these players are confirmed to be playing in the playoffs. They have already put in their orders for the jerseys, already done the designs. So when I make my next order, they will be getting their jerseys soon as well. What a game. Sodium now leads the match 2-1. Can Guapi, in his Gauntlet debut, make a comeback? We have a ready from both players. Once again, Sodium 1 game away from winning the second point for the Rogues. Let's go and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Z-I-Z. And very interesting approaches, too. One burn was already committed by Guapi, so Sodium, once again, a little bit of a better stacked opener. Sodium once again off to another flawless start here. Firestorm, thank you so much for the follow. Flawless opener for Sodium. Guapi has only taken 2 burn lines. So, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this would be a repeat of what we saw last game. And Sodium finds the bits. $205 now for Sodium. Guapi. Sodium is going to have to take burns here. And Guapi, oh, very concerning misdrop right there. Should be fine. But this is definitely one of the toughest positions you can be covered. Or not be covered, be in. You're down 1 game. You need to win this game to bring it to a decider. Double flip over there from Sodium. So it's going to slow down here. 285 now for Sodium, 243 for Guapi. Sodium gonna go for the left well. Waiting for the eyepiece, and it looks like players are running into the drought. Sodium does find the eyepiece in time, score Tetris. Guapi still trying to manage this stack. Ooh, nice placements over here from Sodium. But players now waiting on the next eyepiece. Sodium finds it, and Guapi finds it a tad bit too late. Or, not late, but early, rather. I like that set of burns over there from Guapi. Well is going to get open. Down by 100,000 points, but both players are clean. And the miss Z-spin. And that's been Guapi, a big issue for Guapi tonight. Has been missing spins. Has a lot of creative and efficient setups. He's just failing to capitalize on them on the execution front of things. 381 for Sodium, 283 for Guapi. Things are pretty stable here. Another Tetris is going to be scored over there for Guapi. Another Tetris for Sodium. We are closing in on the transition. Bit of a misdrop from Sodium, so could slow things down a little. This board state for Sodium is a bit uncomfortable. Set up for a dirty Tetris, actually. It appears that Sodium finds the long bar just in time. Not deterred by the drought, and is set up for a slightly lesser dirty Tetris. Is going to find that as well. And is going to get set up for a slightly even lesser dirty Tetris. Still maintaining efficiency while in the midst of down stacking. Very modern-esque. Guapi. 2 Tetrises remain. Same for Sodium. Sodium knocks down a Tetris and is going to find the well open. 1 Tetris remains for both players. And Sodium's going to find that Tetris. Transition once again. Another 600k transition for Sodium. Guapi, on the other hand, not going to be able to transition at even 500k. Guapi transitions 443, not in a position to score, and is down by 200,000. Nice stuck over there for Sodium. Massive lead is in Sodium's favor. Another touch is going to be scored. Guapi now can get in the scoring position, but forced to take these burns. Just not really having good pieces or good places to put those pieces. However, Tetris is going to be scored. 477 for Guapi, 733 for Sodium. Make that 761. And Guapi with another set of misdrop, giving Sodium further the opportunity to build a lead. Now up to a 300,000 point lead. Nice adjustments over here from Sodium. Now Tetris is going to be scored, 816. $517 now for Guapi. But Sodium and Guapi both have boards under control. Beautiful delay burn set up over there from Sodium. Tetris is going to be scored 851 here on level 23. Guapi at 549. The game's not over till it's over, but this is a difficult situation to encounter here on your game 3 or game 4. Beautiful delay burn over there from Sodium. Well as reopened. Tetris for Guapi. Another Tetris for Sodium. Sodium is Tetris ready, putting up with the long bar. And Tetris for Sodium. Guapi trying to open up the well. Well is open, but wasn't Tetris ready, so going to do a little bit more burning. Get access to that whole eyepiece. Going to help, but looking for an L and a J. There's the J. Gonna be JP dependent once again. Another misdrop for Guapi. Several misdrops in a row. This might be it for Guapi. And Guapi's gonna top it at 590. Sodium with a commanding lead of 400,000 points at the time of top out. Is gonna take game number 4. The Rogues now lead the match 2-0, and it was 1 game away from a guaranteed victory. Still, in Guapi's debut in Gauntlet, phenomenal games were played. Let's see what Sodium's going to do here. We got the 1.1. Up next, we're going to be having Packy, another player that's going to be making their official debut here in match play, going up against Ninja. No long bar? There it is. Oh, hey, Larva. Wow. A lot of tough pieces over here for Sodium. B56. That's going to be the conclusion. But we're going to be heading into our intermission. Don't go anywhere. We still have at least 1 more match. Maybe 2 more if Sam's splitter came in. But at least 1 more match for you. We'll be right back. Almost good to go here. Beautiful. Both of these players. Perfect stencils. You love to see it, man. Gotta love the jerseys, man. What version of gym does Packy have, actually? I love doing Gauntlet stuff, man. Makes me so happy. After this week, I think things slow down, so I'll be able to finally just pour stuff in. Yeah, Packy's a pretty strong player. I do say so myself. Well, both of y'all can do seeds. Yeah, I can roll a seed. Here we go. There's your seed. Speaking of seeds, makes me think of my EverDrive. Because I just found out that freaking the original EverDrive, they don't sell anymore. They only sell the EverDrive Pro, which is like 80 bucks more expensive. So it's like 180 if you wanted to get like the EverDrive NA Pro. And I was like, dude, so glad I got my EverDrive when I did. No, 18 starts, my dude. So cursed. 1 to 17 starts. Alright, both players are ready. We can get them counted down. Alright, we got the ready from both of our players. Packy needs to win this for the Drywallers to have a chance to win this match overall through a long and difficult path. It's still possible. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There you have it. LTS. Same pieces. We have Ninja on the left and Packy on the right. Both players have at least one Tetris on the board. Nice decision making over there from Packy. Gonna be forced to take some more burns here. Unfortunate timing on that eyepiece though. But all things considered, we're gonna be kind of neck and neck here in the beginning. 76 to now 73. Ooh, I like the delay burn setup over there from Packy. Eyepiece would be perfect. There it is. Small misshot for Ninja, though. And Ninja not going to go for the adjustment. Just going to try and keep things as simplistic as possible. Packy's going to take an early lead here in the beginning. 126 to now 85. Another set of misshots over here from Ninja. And ooh, decides to Sharky bro the T. It's going to lead to an efficient cleanup. Packy with a 2 Tetris lead at the moment, though. $135 now for Ninja, 175 for Packy. Goes for that L-tuck. It's not one I was quite anticipating. $209 now for Packy. And 182 for Ninja. And now Ninja actually is caught back up. 251 to now 241. Packy had to do a bit of burning here. Ninja set up for a center well. Definitely see he doesn't approve of that. But that's going to allow for a quick and easy burnout. 333 for Packy, 324 for Ninja. Ninja has taken the lead by 1 Tetris. Either way, this has been an incredibly close game. And, ooh, Packy with the T-spin setup. I hope that was intentional because such a good play. And, ooh, Packy even filling in the long bar dependency. Definitely a more recent and more modern stacking ideology. But it's the best move in that situation, and Packy has taken the lead, 428 to now 421. You're about to hit the level 19 transition very shortly. But this has been a back and forth battle on level 18. And nice overhang setup over there for Packy. 469 and now 476. Ninja looking for a J piece. Finds it just in time too. Packy, hold on. Able to get the I piece, but it can't get it over. What a heartbreaker. That Tetris is going to be good for Ninja. It takes game number 1. All right, we got readies. Let's go and get them ready for game number 2. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. S-I-Z. Both players are in fact on the same pieces. Good to confirm. First game has gone to Ninja. It was a back and forth game on 18, and Sharky lost Daz prior to the eyepiece and unable to get it over. But came out striking hot. See if he can keep that fire going and go strong here in the game number 2. And speaking about fire, Ninja needs to find some burns. Able to bring the stack down before it got lit up in the flames. And we're still in the kind of a tie-ish game position. It's going to be a Tetris for Ninja. Definitely a close call there. But now we're almost tied. 970 or 97 to 98. Sharky looking for an L or a J. Gets the L, followed up by an eyepiece. That's going to allow for the Tetris. Bring the stack down back into safety measures. And set up for another Tetris as well. Ninja 1 Mino shy of getting set up. He's able to find that Tetris there. It's going to be slightly behind Sharky in terms of the piece sequence. And Sharky starting to get up a little bit high. Eyepiece makes it over and clears. Ninja with the slight advantage. Thank you so much for the raid, Tetrium. And Sharky now in some danger. O-piece is going to help. That left side is a massive concern. Oh no! Can't get the eyepiece over to the right. An early top out from Sharky. Ninja is 1 game away from winning the match for the Rogues. All right, we got readies from both players. Match point for Ninja. Team match point, potentially, for the Rogues. See if Sharky can make a comeback. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Unfortunate batch of early top outs there. Just a really difficult piece sequence for Sharky to handle. But the first Tetris of the game goes to Sharky. Ninja spent a little bit more time getting Tetris ready. We're still going to be tied. We also got some pushdown points over there for Ninja. Making sure players stay separated by a little bit here. A really complex situation over here for Sharky. Does find the right pieces though. Well is open. Tetris is going to be scored. Sharky is going to take the lead. As now it's Ninja's turn to deal with something pretty complex. Able to tap the piece all the way over to the left, but this is dangerous. A gift was given to Ninja, and looks like Ninja is going to return that gift. Early top out for Ninja. Sharky stays alive. Takes game number 3. Yo, Swang is here. Hog. All right, we have a ready from both players. A gift has been given to Packy. See if he can turn it into a Decider conversion. We are about to find out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. That being said, Packy, once again, the first to strike. Able to knock down Tetris first. Ninja's going to follow suit. And long bar dependency set up over here from Packy. And now this long bar dependency is going to be exacerbated. Ooh, I like that adjustment from Packy. That was actually very vital. Smart way to deal with that piece. Something that years of experience and intuition will tell you to make that adjustment. Nicely done over there for Packy. I like that. Ooh, Ninja, hold on. Ninja could be in a very problematic situation. This seed isn't a friendly seed. Ninja set up for a Tetris. No long bar in sight. There it is, Tetris for Ninja. That left side's a massive concern. Goes for the horizontal J-Tuck. Ninja has to get a piece over to the left, or we might be heading fast striking our way to a Decider. Ninja's in danger. Oh, the tap's quick enough. Ninja staying alive. One more I piece is needed, or a J piece even. Something to burn down. This is now a Tetris setup, but doesn't decide to hold out for the long bar. Still in down stacking mode now. Long bar dependent once again is Ninja. And that eyepiece gonna help. What a survival from Ninja. On the cusp of death. A couple rows away. Knocks out a Tetris and maintains the lead. But now it's Packy's turn. Has a down stack of his own. That eyepiece is gonna help tremendously. It looks like Packy is going to be just fine. As a matter of fact, those pieces are perfect. Only thing more perfect than this would be an eye piece to come right about now. I tried. There's the Tetris for Packy. 104 to now 163. Both players surviving some pretty scary situations. But they're alive, and Ninja with the advantage in points too. Halfway through the pre-transition here. Ninja with a 100,000 point lead. Packy's gonna cut into that with that Tetris. $281 for Ninja, 179 for Packy. Ninja really building up a tower with those S's. It looks like we have a dirty Tetris set up here. It's going to be scored. Ninja maintaining efficiency while in the midst of not having a clean stack, so to speak. Great set of burns over there for Packy. Eyepiece comes once again a bit too late. Ninja actually having some misdrops, so this could be lucrative for Packy's score. 338 to now 239. Packy, clean stack. Ninja not in a position to score anytime soon. Packy just needs RNG to cooperate with him. Needs a long bar, too, to help get thrown his way. There's one. And Ninja tops out at 343. The door of opportunity is open for Packy. Now it's up to him to take those steps forward and cross that door and bring us to the decider. No Tetris score for Packy. One more and change will do it. One more in a single. Actually, no. One Tetris should be good enough. Now it's definitely more than enough if he scores the Tetris here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the decider. 344. Packy takes game number 4. He might have been down, but he certainly wasn't out. Game 5 is going to be on his way. All right, we have the readies from both players. Game number 5, our second decider for today. The Rogues were able to come out on top of the first one. Let's see if Packy can be the one to change that narrative. Here we go. Let's count them down to the decider in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There you have it. Both players are on same piece sets. This is it. No more games to give. Just a sudden top out from Ninja over the last game. And an early top out in game 3. And to start things off, Ninja. Flawless stacking here so far. Doing his best sodium impression here at the moment. Really just building out the stack. Does get a piece and finally decides to skim it to get Tetris ready. So, one burn first over there for Ninja. A couple more for Packy. Either way, both players in a stable position here in the beginning of the decider. Ninja really emphasizing on building out that left. The players keeping it nice and low, not letting it get too high. $129 now to $125. There's no Tetris going to be scored over there for Ninja. 178 to 151, a very close game here to start things off. separated by 4,000 points. Ninja still with the lead. Ninja not too happy with having to take those burns, but it's honestly fine. It's one thing as high-level Tetris players, you gotta come to grips with sometimes you just have to burn. And no, it sucks. Especially in Decider. If it keeps you alive, it's your best option. Pacquiao has taken the lead, though, as a result of these burns. Knocks down another Tetris. 266 for Pacquiao, 235 for Ninja. And, ooh, tricky double J dependency. Gets one J dependency filled. Sets up the delay burn there. I like it. Very creative way to approach that. And there it is. Tetris for Ninja. What a creative way to deal with those pieces. Pacquiao having to do a little bit of burn. And had to use that eyepiece for a single. Use the next one for a Tetris. And now this is back in neck and neck territory. Separated by 10,000 points. 306 for Ninja. 316 for Pacquiao. We're about 2/3 through the pre-transition. This board has gotten a bit concerning for both players. Looks like we are experiencing a bit of a drought. Ninja trying to avoid creating a long bar dependency. The well is open. Just needs that next eyepiece. Just gonna go ahead and take the burns. Eyepiece comes a bit too late. But Ninja is still alive. Tetris for Ninja. Delay burn's gonna get set up. And another Tetris for Ninja. Back into neck and neck territory. 362 to now 356. This is serious. This is it. The final game. If the Drywellers want a chance of winning this, and relying on their captain, Alex T, Pacquiao has to make a stand here. If the Rogues want to turn their season around and even up their record, Ninja has to clutch up now. 410 to now 384. Eyepiece dependency. Things are getting complicated for both players. Ninja currently with the lead. So Pacquiao has to make the survival. And both players excellently done navigating through their respective storms. It's not quite over for Pacquiao though, but a Tetris is going to be scored nonetheless. 439 to now 414. A lot of tough pieces over here for Pacquiao. The transition is looming. Ninja. Ooh, this could get dangerous. This could get dangerous real fast. Ninja needs to find a way to get out of this soon. T-piece. Nice spin hit. Pacquiao transitions 423. An L-piece would be a godsend for Ninja, but it doesn't come. Ninja has to find an alternative solution. Oh, the tuck. That was the wrong move. Pacquiao just needs... No, Pacquiao's in trouble. He needs one more Tetris. Having to maneuver... Oh, nice. Able to get the quick tap. Pacquiao staying alive. This is a bad time for a drought. Oh no, things complicating. Things are out of control. I'm not sure if Pacquiao's going to be able to burn enough lines. And Pacquiao tops it at 436. 12,000 points. Chase down. Failed. Ninja takes game number 5. The Rogues take this match 3-0. Bringing up their record 5-5. What a heartbreaker. What a sigh of relief for Ninja. After such a beautifully played level 18 from both. Just really unfortunate situation and a rough time for that drought as well. What a game. What a match. We're going to see if if his splitter is in. If not, we'll have to schedule the captain's match for a later date. If Sam is watching, if you can confirm. Yo, Blue Scooty's grandpa. Thanks for stopping by. Black Wolf, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it as always. Yeah. So we'll get the captain's match scheduled for another date. Amazon is not being as efficient as they could be in getting the splitter to Sam Finch. So stay tuned. But before we go, obviously I gotta, do my little stuff. What a game. Beautifully played matches, and honestly, these last 3 matches that have been played this season, it kind of makes me scared for what's to come. It's been some phenomenal play. 1 second here. Play this. But before we go, if you want to catch, there was going to be another match, Invictus, but Sam Finch doesn't have his splitter, so he can't stream. It was supposed to come in Monday, but snow, I think. That being said, if you guys want to stay up to date on all things regarding Gauntlet, you can join the Gauntlet Discord server, sign up for match notifications and the roles thing. And if you want to stay up to date with things that are happening with me personally, which I think the command for my personal server broke. But if you want to join my personal server, that's there. It's still under construction because Blue Scooty blowing up was not something I had anticipated. So I've been on the work nonstop. But what a great match. Good show put on by all players that played today. And I can't wait to see more of everyone in the near future. Anyways, that is going to do it here. Be sure to stay tuned for whenever we do get that captain's match. Hopefully that splitter comes in soon. We have a couple people we can raid. Let's see. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna surprise a streamer friend. Yeah, this is a great song. Synth Riders is how I found this song. So, gonna send a raid over to a friend. She plays Valorant. Occasionally, she'll play Tetris, or more modern Tetris. But I want to give her a little bit of a surprise. I guess our raid message can be just a breath. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and I'll see you next time in the next match of Gauntlet Ascension.